Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to bring you a video on a strategy that you can employ for you to get a $25,000 American Express credit card from Navy Federal. And I'm going to break this down to two strategies for good or bad credit. So if you're new to my content, please, if you are interested on learning how to improve your credit, wherever you are in your credit journey, good or bad, if you want to learn how to leverage credit lines to make passive income, this is the channel for you. So consider to subscribe to the channel and also give this video a thumbs up and help with the algorithm. I have to continue to say this. If you have somebody in the comments that is replying back to you with my picture as me, and they're sending you an email, a Cash App correspondence on where you can pay me or what they claim to be me, or if they're sending you a WhatsApp number to contact them, that is not me. There are tons of scammers going around doing that to different content creators. So please do not pay anybody via Cash App, okay? Especially if they're saying that they're me. I do not do business via Cash App, Zelle, any of those means. So if you got questions for me directly, go to my website. The link will be in the description of this video and pinned to the comments, and you can send me your questions, private questions, and I can reply to you because the questions go to my cell phone. So I got to continue to say that. Be careful, okay, you guys? Now, let's jump into the content. I have wrote down some notes so I can stay on point with giving you these strategies on how to get this $25,000 American Express card from Navy Federal. Now, one thing you want to do, there's going to be two versions. Now, for people who currently have an account and those who don't have an account. So I'm going to break that down for you for those with good credit who already have an account and those who don't have an account. And same thing with the bad credit, because it's going to be different strategies depending on where you're starting. Now, you need to know some prerequisites. So Navy Federal is one of the largest credit unions in the United States. You need to be connected most of the time to the military or a contractor for the military. But there are other backdoor ways if you want to become a member. I have a video to show you different backdoor ways where you can become a member to Navy Federal. So check out that link in the description. So if you don't have a Navy Federal account or a membership, you can acquire one. Here's some general rules, you guys, whenever you're applying for a credit card. Now, with Navy Federal, they even have an internal credit score. So for you to get your best results, follow these general rules, no matter good or bad credit, before you apply for a card or apply for an increase. As we break these down, you want to make sure that your hard inquiries is under or at or under 7 hard inquiries. Navy Federal pull through TransUnion. So they also use a FICO 9 score. FICO 9 is a score that does not factor in medical collections. Okay, they don't. But if you have consumer collections on your reporting on your credit report, that's collections not coming from a medical bill, that will be counted against you. So you want to maybe handle those, try to get those removed before applying for an increase or a new card. Okay, so we do have a free a hard inquiry removal package at my website. You can download that and get that for free. Another prerequisite whenever you're applying for credit cards, make sure your utilization is low on your credit cards, okay? If your utilization is above a 30% utilization on any of your cards for your best results, and this is basically whenever you're applying for a credit card, you really optimally want that utilization between 1 to 10%. The average in the nation of utilization is 7%. So you don't want to be denied or be given a limited credit amount, or even if they give you a card, limited because of your utilization. So if you have cards that's maxed out, you definitely want to handle that before applying. So make sure you take care of that before applying for credit, okay? Now, even if going back to the collections, if you got collection issues, we do have at our website a collection removal letter that you can send out and handle your collections. But make sure that if you have collections that are especially consumer collections, you want to deal with that. And charge-offs, any recent charge-offs, any other items that you might have that hit your credit report recently, especially within a 90-day window, you might want to be on the safe side by waiting a couple months, good 6 months or so, even with missed payments before applying, okay? So I just want to get those prerequisites out the way to give you guys a better chance, to break down how you want to get a better chance at this card. Now, one thing you need to know, if you have good credit, when I talk about good credit, I'm talking about a 700 credit score and up. Okay, so I'm going to break down some reasons why I'm not talking about a 680, which is the start of good credit, but I'm talking about 700 up. Now, if you don't have a Navy Federal credit card and you're going to get a new credit card, you want to go and pre-qualify for that credit card. You can do so in the app. If you have the app on your phone, there's a way that you go through your own account in order to pre-qualify for that card. I have a video showing you how to do that step by step, so I'll leave the link in the description. And what you want to do is see what card you pre-qualify for. Now, keep in mind that the cash rewards and the gold reward cards are easier to obtain. So instead of going for the flagship or the American Express out the door, if you're not quite sure where you stand and you have other factors, even with a 700 plus credit score, you might be better off by going with the gold rewards or cash rewards credit cards first. So it has the easier approval. Now, for a hack with Navy Federal, it's always best to try to apply for that credit card after, I'm going to say to be safe, 11 p.m. so it won't hit that internal review. But many times it can if you have your credit score locked, you guys. I know some people tell you, oh, you lock your credit score. It could cause a denial, or it could cause you to go through an internal review, which you might not want that. You want to try to aim for the automatic approval to see if you can get through the system and without eyes on it at that point. Okay, so you want to get the manual review. Then once you get that credit card, Navy Federal have a rule. A lot of people are telling people to wait for the 91 days. There's a 91-3 rule, 91 days, 3 statements. But what I have spoke to a Navy Federal representative, and they're saying for an increase, you should try to wait 6 months for a better approval rate. A lot of people try to go for that increase immediately after those 91 days, but they're saying internally they suggest 6 months. Okay, So once you get that card, if you newly got that card, what you want to do is, instead of waiting those 6 months or 91 days, you want to immediately, if they give you a credit line, immediately go into the app, and what you're going to do is ask them to reconsider, okay? Reconsider your credit line. So I have a video that you go in and you're going to look at that and follow those steps. So you're going to ask them to reconsider. You can do that in the app, your line of credit. So say if they give you a $9,000 line of credit initially, or say $15,000 initially, you go back in and ask them to reconsider. Could they review manually? And I'll let them know, I'm traveling. I really love the perks on this card. Could you increase the limit on this credit card? So you will ask them to increase the limit. If they don't worry. What you want to do, especially if it's a new account, you're going to have to, with that new account, wait for a year before you can get an increase. So they said for new accounts, if you never had a credit card, you have to wait for a year. So there's people that say, oh, you can do it every 91 days. That's only if that you have that credit card for a year and better. You can get that increase every 91 days. So you want to take the opportunity when you apply for that new card, since before you can apply for that increase, you have to wait a year for that new account. You ask for that increase as a reconsideration immediately, so you don't have to wait for that time frame. Okay, so you do have to wait a year. Okay, don't go applying before, and it could cause a hard inquiry pull applying for an increase over the phone. You want to do it via the app. So don't do it before that year if you just get in a card. Okay, so keep that in mind. Some people are saying you can do it every 91 days for a new account. It is not true. Now, what you want to do, say if you went with the Go Rewards card or a lower card, because it's an easier doorway. At 10 months, you can do a product change. Now, with that step, you want to call in and you want to ask for a product change over the phone. The reason why you want to do that over the phone, because they're going to break down some details on the interest rate and the difference between the credit cards, okay, that you're switching over from. So you will be getting the American Express from one of the other two cards that I mentioned. But keep in mind, if some of the rates change, they will let you know, and they will break down for you, is it worth it for you to change over, depending on what you want to do. But if you want that American Express, you can call over the phone and they will switch that product for you without causing a hard inquiry pull. So you wait around 10 months and then you switch the product. And then your next step, if it has been, you wait a couple of more months for it to hit 12 months. So that's about 2 months. And then you can go for another credit line increase. So you're going to ask for that credit line increase. The first time you ask for the reconsideration for the increase, and this time you are going to ask for an increase, but you want to do it in the app so it does not cause a hard inquiry pull. If you do it over the phone, it will result in a hard pull. You want to do it over the app. Now, it all depends on your situation. You always want to manage in that time your utilization, control your inquiries while you're waiting for that time. But what you can do, if they don't give you the increase, You just got to be careful because your credit score is above 700. Now, when you're dealing with credit scores above 700, unlike everybody that's underneath 700, your credit score can be adversely affected by getting a new credit card. So in your case, it will reduce your overall age of credit, because age of credit is 15% of your credit score. It's the third biggest factor. So if your score is over 700, by you getting the increase instead of going for a new credit card, you won't reduce your age of credit. Now, some people might choose, they outweigh the good and the bad, depending if they got denied that increase, if you can get it, will not reduce your age of credit because that account is already open. So it can increase your credit score because it'll decrease your utilization without adversely affecting your age of credit. But some people, and it might not be the worst idea if they're looking, they just want the open lines of credit, they'll take the small reduction in your credit score. It could be like up to 10 points, a lot of times like 3 points. It can vary depending on your age of credit, whether it's worth it for you or not. So just keep that in mind. Now, for people, like I said, with a 700 credit score plus that already have an account, you need to review the age of your account that you have now. You might already have a Go Rewards card or a Cash Rewards card. Depending on the age of that account, credit card account, if you're past 10 months that it's been open or past a year, I will suggest first you do the product change. If you want the American Express card, you can do that product change without causing the hard inquiry. And like I said before, you want to call over the phone to do the product change. Then what you can do, if it's over a year, now you can go and apply via the app. I have the link for that video in the description, and you ask for the increase in your credit line. Follow the steps that I give you in the video, and make sure when you put in that increase for that credit line, you let them know, hey, I really love this card. I want to use this card more in the future, and ask them for the increase. Now, if they deny you, it won't cause a hard inquiry, but keep in mind, watch locking your score, because you could just get a denial from that. Keep an eye on your TransUnion credit score, because that's what they will be pulling from. But make sure that when that happens, sometimes they don't respond. If you might have to give it a couple of days, and if they don't respond, then you will ask them again. Okay, if they don't respond, just keep your eye on your credit score. See if anything, you get any inquiries. Make sure you keep your eye on your credit score. Okay, and if any changes happen and they deny you, you could ask them to reconsider. If let's say on your credit score, inquiry came in that's really not yours, because that happened a lot. That might have affected the outcome. You might call the bureaus, get that taken care of, and then ask them to reconsider. But you want to do that under the app. Now, for people with bad credit, here's going to be your strategy. And I'm going to give you the number for Navy Fed so you guys can all look this information up and call for yourself. Okay? So now with Navy Federal, even like I said, going with good credit, if you already had an existing account, they still, if you want to go for another card, some people just opt in to go for another card. If that account was open, they really don't want to give you increases or any increases in your credit line until at least 6 months. So keep that in mind.
A lot of people say at the 91-day 3 rule, but that is not true. You call them, and I'll give you the number. I'll put the link in the description. It is 1-888-842-6382. So you can call the customer service department, and they'll tell you, call the card department. They're only looking every 6 months. Now, people with what I'm going to say bad credit, but you might not necessarily say have bad credit. I'm saying for a 700 credit score and below. If you watch my channel, I always tell you, if your score is under a 700 credit score, adding unsecured lines of credit can increase your credit score. I have seen it on the average of some of my clients by 49 points. So for you, the strategy is different from a person with good credit, because the unsecured line of credit can actually increase your credit score. With somebody who got 700 and up, it can decrease their credit score. So with you with bad credit, if you don't have a new account, all right, if you don't have an account, you want to get a new credit card account, you would do the same thing. You will want to go into the app and pre-qualify for the card. And it doesn't matter. Find out what they're qualifying you for. Because like I said, I'm just saying bad credit, but some of you guys got 680. You have fair credit. So by you adding that, you wouldn't have maybe the same products as somebody who got a 580 credit score. Now, somebody with a 580 credit score option might be the secured card or other variations. For those who have a really decent credit card score, like a 680, you can go with one of the easier options is the cash rewards card, or it's the cash rewards card and the Go Rewards card, which is an easier entry way. If you have pretty troubled credit, you may apply for those cards, but you might be given the secured option. Okay. Now, the person who's able to get one of the 2 other cards, which is unsecured, your strategy will be the same as the person with good credit. You will want to ask for a reconsideration immediately about your credit line, because you have a new credit card account. So you would go into the app and ask for the reconsideration. You would check out the video that I'm going to leave in the link, and you would immediately ask for that reconsideration for a higher credit line. If you do not get approved, you will still do the steps to wait 10 months, call over the phone, and do a product change. It will not cost you a hard inquiry, so you can change that product. Then when it switch over to 2 months to a year, and you make sure that account is open for a year, go for the credit line increase in your app. If they don't approve you for that credit line increase, because it's not a hard inquiry for you, it might be best then to apply for a new card. Because if your score is under 700, you'll see an increase in your credit score by adding that. But by going for the increase first, it's not going to hurt your credit score. In the app, it's a soft pull. But if you go and then apply for that new card, it will be a hard pull. But the reward of getting the increase in your credit score for the deduction of the 3 points when you're under a 700 credit score, age of credit doesn't affect you as much. So the unsecured line of credit will help enhance your credit score. So for you, that's the strategy that will be best. Now, if a person cannot be approved, they have to go with a secured card because they really have trouble credit. Go with the secured card option. I know a lot of times I tell you, don't get secured cards. With Navy Federal, go ahead and get the secured card, because Navy Federal will convert that card after 6 months. What they told me in the card department, they review you after you have it after 6 months, And every month thereafter, they're looking to promote you to an unsecured card. So you want to have that option for the unsecured card. So if they convert that card from a secured to an unsecured card, you may be looking at the option of trying to get another card. Make sure that you're clearing the rules. Usually, once they convert that card, my advice is to wait the 6 months, you guys, before you apply for another credit card. Wait the full 6 months, because as they say, even when they convert and do things, they are not looking. They're looking to monitor you for a 6 month period. Then for you, the best option is to then go for another credit card. Because if you are that low, you need the additional unsecured line of credit to help increase your score. So that's going to be your best avenue. But remember, it will result in a hard inquiry pull. So hopefully these are very helpful to you. I'm going to put the links in the description on how you can upgrade. I have had people, even with bad credit, apply these strategies. And in that time, while you're waiting, you can improve your credit score no matter where you are. Even if you have good credit, 700 and plus, it will give you the time to control your utilization, which is very important. And the person with a bad credit that already has an account, you want to apply the strategy on how old that account is currently. Did they convert? Do you have an unsecured card already? Where is that card in its age? If you already have an account and it's an unsecured card they gave you initially, then you want to convert the product. You can have the option to convert that to an Amex card in 10 months. Or if it's over that time, if you had it over a year, convert that product and then go for the credit line increase. If they don't give you that credit line increase, you can then apply for another card, and that will help your credit score. So those are going to be the variations, you guys, for the strategy for you to get that $25,000 Amex credit card. Many people, if you've been with Navy Fed for a year, you already know you have a great chance if you manage your accounts responsibly. Keep in mind, even if you're paying Navy Fed on time, you still have to manage your other credit cards, you guys. You have to always keep that in mind. Any other late payments in that year's time or any time, they review other accounts. All credit card companies do, and it can't count against you. Even your car account, you want to pay all your bills on time. You don't want a lot of negative things coming in that time period. But Navy Fed is the home of big credit lines, and those are the ways you can do it. So just reference the videos. I will have them listed in the description. If you have more questions on the subject matter, you can leave comments in the video, but just keep in mind, make sure no one with my picture, and if the title of Sherry Beckley is not highlighted, it's not me. It's not the content creator. So hopefully this is helpful. Be blessed and enjoy your day.